Hello and welcome to Drpeel Music Channel, the talk series, my solo podcast about guitar related things. Today's topic is what do I play? I was thinking about how to set up this episode and I started to think I'm very interested in what do you play. So I'm curious about what you play, how you play it, and if you want, please let me know in the comments below. And I understand that we all have different approach on how and under what forms we perform our instruments. In this case, it is not important that it needs to be a guitar, it could be any instrument. So if you want to tell me how you perform your instrument, please let me know. Leave comments in the comment section below, and maybe we will have a discussion about how you play music and how I play music and so on. Do you play in a band or are you just noodling around in your bedroom or home studio? Do you play gigs? Do you play your instruments alone? Do you have bandmates? Do you have another setup? Do you play by backing tracks? Do you play by sheet music, tabs, or following along, tabs online or in an app or something? I'm very interested and curious about how you play your music. So there's a lot of questions and I'm really interested to know how you do it, and I will describe my situation in this podcast episode. First, I don't play any gigs, I don't have any bandmates, I don't know anyone who plays an instrument, not living in the nearby anyway. And to be honest, I'm a little scared to even think about playing with others, since I'm highly aware of my limitation as a musician. And my confidence is not on the top in that area at this stage. So how do I play then? In the beginning, I played looking at the chord books and similar online chord tabs. I used a site called Ultimate Guitar, an online service with chord tabs and such things. In the beginning, I thought it was very hard to get the flow right and knowing where and when to change chords and to make it sound musical. And in the beginning, I couldn't even think of how to manage to sing at the same time you play guitar. So that was something I struggled with a lot. In addition to Ultimate Guitar, I also bought chord books and looked into those, trying to play along and so on. When playing to these and the Ultimate Guitar, I never used the backing tracks. I was too stressful to match up. So in the beginning, I also used guitar. So in the beginning, I also used Justin Guitar website, a guitar app to both learn and play along to songs. It was very useful, and I think Justin Guitar was my teacher in my first step as a beginner guitarist. But more on that and how I learned to play guitar and how that journey have been in another episode. But as I mentioned, Justin Guitar app have a very good play-along feature consisting of thousands of songs where you can follow the chords in a song, pretty much like a karaoke setup. And you can turn off the vocals of the song, and you can in some songs turn off the guitars and only play along to the bass and drums and other instruments. You can turn everything off and only play to click track and just get the chord progression presented in the right tempo. And you can of course adjust the tempo and of the song as well, and so on. So it's a very useful tool to just practice to play guitar to. I just want to mention that I'm not paid by Justin Guitar. I don't get any affiliate. I don't get any. And all apps and websites and software I will mention in this episode, I have bought for my own money and so on. So I'm not backed up by any of these at all. Yeah, I just mentioned this app, Justin Guitar app, and his method of teaching guitar is one of the best out there on the mighty internet. And I have tried a lot of different, but more on that on a separate episode, as I said. So another program I use a lot to play guitar to is Guitar Pro, and I have the Guitar Pro 8 at the moment. And in that software you have an additional feature called My Songbook, which is unfortunately an extra fee, but My Songbook consists of a lot of guitar tabs, and many of them have real backing tracks where you can mute the guitars and play the part yourself, and then have the backing track of the song to play to. That is a great feature, and you have a follow along tab with chords and the guitar tabs for different parts to learn and follow through. So along with Justin Guitar Karaoke app and the Guitar Pro with My Songbook, I would say that is the software I use the most to play with, and the quality and the sound of the backing tracks are on an acceptable level. They are pretty good actually, compared to for instance Ultimate Guitar backing tracks that are not that good, but you could in Ultimate Guitar get the original song to play along to and so on. So there are a lot of options there as well. Yes, but when it comes to learning guitar, I also use the online guitar lesson site Truefire. Beside a lot of good guitar lessons, Truefire also have a great jam feature. They have a lot of jam packs, different styles, but also something they call In the Jam. And In the Jam is a tab created followed along feature where you can play the guitar rhythm part or the guitar lead part or even bass and drums and keys and so on, and mute all the other parts that you want to play, and you can follow along in a tab that and you have the video of the bandmates. So In the Jam is played and performed by real musicians, and you get the possibility to play along. I think that's a great feature. This is mainly blues rock, country and jazz oriented songs, but it is real songs with real musicians, and yeah, you can play along with them in the way you want to. The downside of the Justin Guitar app, Guitar Pro with My Songbook, In the Jam with Truefire, is they are not free. It costs money. I prioritize these costs since I really enjoy playing to these backing tracks. It gives me great pleasure to play along, and a lot of songs in the different apps are from groups I really like and songs I really like to play. So that is a cost that I will take. Yes, and playing all these songs in different apps and so on. I did a statistics follow-up during this year just to see how much I play and how many songs I play and so on. So I have made a list of every time I played these songs, and I made a kind of a gig in my home studio in the cellar, playing to my backing tracks in a set of songs. So playing from 50 to 60 minutes every gig, and from February this year to December, I have an average of 58 minutes per day. So I played over 180 different songs, and those songs I have played over 4,600 times, spending 280 hours playing from February to now. So I mean, that kind of is a nerd factor, but I think it's fun to track what I have played and so on, to get a grip on how much I play. And I think practice the guitar practice and learning stuff is one part, and then playing songs in a musical context where you perform the songs, that is another part. So I think that is a fun fact for me to have. So the most played song this period is The One I Love by R.E.M., which I have played 116 times. And that is followed by Blitzkrieg Bop by Ramones, which I have played 114 times. So I think all these songs playing to backing tracks gives a good training to play, to play to a beat in a certain tempo, to change chords smoothly. Sometimes I'm trained playing solo in the songs, and soloing is a part I really need to practice. So a little limited to pentatonic scale, but it sure is fun, and to play a pentatonic solo can be really fun. I read somewhere a guy my age playing guitar in a band with buddies, and he said, "Hey, I know a bunch of power chords and a pentatonic scale. I'm having a blast." So with all that being said, I also play guitar using a drum machine and sometimes a bass synth, just to experiment with. It's fun to play with the drum machine and then play some guitar in addition to that. I try different styles and stuff, and I have some examples of really good records made that only consists of drum machines and guitars, and maybe some bass and some other instruments as well. But yeah, that is, I have a great time playing in that setup. Another software that I haven't mentioned is Band in a Box. That was a software I bought years ago, and I used it from time to time, and I recently actually upgraded it to the 2025 version. Band in a Box is an excellent complement to your playing if you don't have any bandmates. Band in a Box also costs money, but you can do a lot with that program and customize the backing tracks to match your needs. It is also a great software if you're writing songs and want to create the songs and test ideas and so on. And the last way of playing I want to mention is a DAW, Digital Audio Workstation. I use Cubase as a DAW, and in that DAW I have different VST solutions to create music. And VST is a software instrument, you could say, from bass, drums, synths, and whatever. That solution is not free, and maybe the most expensive setup I have is the Cubase with all the VSTs and so on. And I have a VST called Tune Track, Easy Bass and Easy Drums, and also something called Addictive Drums. That is additional software that you can buy to different kinds of DAWs. And the Easy Bass and Easy Drums is a very interesting software where you easily can build up a song structure with chord progression and drums to match in no time. I think it will make I think I will make a Guitar Gear episode of just how to use that software and what you can do with it. So Easy Bass, Easy Drums, make a song structure, play guitar to that, add keys and different things, sing a song to that, play a melody, and yeah, the sky is the limit. So there's a lot of apps, a lot of money in the end, and I think it would be fun to play with other people, and I don't want to make other musicians out of work. But in my case, that is not an option at the moment. So I will stick to my different solutions with backing tracks and playing with to my drum machine and digital audio workstation. So at this stage and this moment, that is where I have the most fun playing guitar at home, and that could change and that could develop to something else in the future, maybe. Yes, a, a really big buzzword at this moment is AI, and AI, some may ask, isn't AI a great tool to make backing tracks and to develop your guitar practice routine and so on? So, yeah, I've tried different AI solutions, and there are some great features, and there are some limitations. And I think the AI subject and how you can use it in a guitar practicing way or in a music making procedure is a whole separate podcast episode. As I said, I've used some AI features, and when it comes to making your own backing tracks to play to and maybe sync it to tabs, there are a lot of things you really can do, and there is where something called stem separation comes in handy. And today the internet is overflowed with stem separation software and solutions. So that, along with AI and stem separation, that's really hot at the moment. But AI and stem separation, and how to use it in music practicing perspective, as I said, that will be a separate episode. It will not be covered in this time at the moment. So I really hope you liked this episode, and as I said in the beginning, please comment below and describe how you play your instrument in band concept. Do you play alone at home? Do you gig? Do you play to backing tracks, or do you record your instruments and play to that? Do you use a looper? And how do you perform your music? That is something I'm really interested in to know. So please let me know that. And if you like this, please hit like and subscribe. And I will say thank you for today and see you next time.